Agricultural development in Africa is vital for economic growth, relieving poverty and ending hunger. Agriculture is still the main economic base for the continent's rural and peri-urban communities in terms of subsistence as well as job creation and incomes. It accounts for around a third of GDP. The Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, CAADP, is Africa's policy framework set to stimulate agriculture-led development. It aims to enable member states to achieve at least 6% in annual agriculture productivity rate.
CAADP is designed and has been endorsed by the heads of state as a policy framework to guide agriculture development on the continent.
CAADP brings a renewed thinking in the way countries are planning for agriculture investment.
It is the responsibility of government to ensure that sound, effective policies are implemented. So I think the key and primary role for government is to promote conducive policies, of which CAADP happens to be one.
Launched within the NEPAD context by the African Union Heads of State and Government Summit in 2003 in Maputo, Mozambique, CAADP reflects Africa's resolve and commitment to an African-led solution to transform and build capacity and systems. CAADP underlines the role and leadership responsibility of countries and regional bodies in pursuing implementation within the context of the national agriculture development and socio-economic priorities.
CAADP is being implemented in the member states of the African Union, and it is important for every stakeholder, every actor that is involved in the implementation of CAADP to understand it in the same way.
CAADP is a systematic, inclusive process enabling Africa to better leverage its own institutions, talent and potential by integrating existing infrastructures, procedures and human resources in both state and non-state institutions and systems. Several countries are making steady progress in consolidating multi-stakeholders, coalitions, networks and alliances to collectively achieve the 6% growth rate in agriculture. CAADP envisions a two-dimensional change, namely, a mindset change that looks to local resources and skills as basis for implementation, results and impact, and integrated and aligned capacity and systems across the agricultural value chain, as well as across sectors and disciplines. CAADP is implemented by different activities and sub-programs grouped in 4 interrelated priority areas referred to as CAADP pillars, namely extending the area under rural infrastructure and reliable water control systems, improving rural infrastructure and trade-related capacities for market access, increasing food supply, reduce hunger, and improve responses to food emergency crises, and improving agriculture research and the sharing and use of technology.
One of the things that sets CAADP apart is its thrust on capacity development.
Capacity is the essential lubricant of development. Capacity is the ability of individuals, institutions and societies to perform functions, solve problems, and set and achieve objectives in a sustainable manner. It leads to systematic improvement of human and institutional capacity. Policy and formulations capacity, in turn, result in quality investment programs.
when you look at reform and capacity development, you recognize that there is a need for extra energy and system that should support and stimulate that reform process. And this is where we bring in the CAADP team.
Local CAADP country teams take the responsibility to champion and coordinate the country CAADP implementation process as an inclusive and evidence-based model for doing business. The country CAADP implementation process, developed within the country's agriculture development systems, aims to enhance capacity, including policy and institutional frameworks for better review, planning, implementation, and execution.
The country team must have the commitment and passion. They must know their responsibility for reducing food insecurity and poverty. So the role of the country team should be to push the process, ensure that the objectives are met.
The CAADP team is a special instrument within the element of championing CAADP implementation to serve agriculture development. And this is where the facilitators for process come in.
A process facilitator's role is to stimulate dialogue and an inclusive evidence-based thinking process and making decisions at individual as well as group or institutional level that enable change in 5 areas of capacity development: citizen transformation, knowledge systems and innovation, promoting and empowering relationships, results orientation, and learning systems. Process facilitation is proving an appropriate and effective strategy and tool in pursuing systemic capacity development in CAADP implementation.
That is why we underline that they need support through teams of resource persons that are enabling them understand the task, exposing them to be able to articulate what is it that they need, and even embracing what does the country need.
Reluctance to work in partnership can result in a failure to identify and respond to priority capacity needs. Multi-stakeholder and multidisciplinary project alliances should be encouraged. Moreover, it is crucial that farmers play a central role in the process. Strong leadership is called for to neutralize internal agricultural politics and to foster common aims and goals in line with the CAADP ideals.
It's a two-way process. The effectiveness of the country teams themselves in what they are doing helps to convince government to accept them, but also the leadership role of government would help country teams to do their job.
Naturally, CAADP is a framework and not a blueprint. Innovation, flexibility and strong leadership is required to translate the idea of a country team into a practical reality. Cooperative dialogue instead of competitive debate influences the quality of the collective resolve and is key to the functionality of the CAADP country teams.
We have seen that actually the countries that have moved best in terms of internalization, in terms of actually owning the process and running with it, are countries where there has been some engagement, sometimes very, very critical and difficult discussions, but allowing people to internalize, allowing people to buy in and embrace CAADP as part of their day-to-day work and part of their own system.
I think in those countries that have embraced the CAADP process, country teams have played a very significant role, largely because they are operating in countries and governments which are supporting them, which are wanting CAADP to be implemented.
CAADP country implementation is more than just a mere process. It yields concrete results, value and verifiable outcomes in institutional and policy reforms, as well as human and organizational development. But it is also more than mere outcomes. Insofar as CAADP is about changing how we do business in agricultural strategy development and execution, process quality and efficiency are crucial factors for success and need to be carefully attended to during implementation. You are welcome to participate and contribute on the CAADP Capacity Development Portal. You will find concept notes, guidance notes, reports, success stories, and case studies from some of the ongoing capacity strengthening interventions. For more information, simply visit www.nepad.org/foodsecurity/CAADP/group. Your contributions are what will drive and provide value to this community of practice.